Today we have a very timely question. It's a very short question as well. That doesn't mean there'll necessarily be a short answer, but I'll do my best. The question is, what is Advent? The short answer, of course, is Advent is the period covering 4 weeks immediately prior to Christmas. And it is a time built into the church calendar when Christians are asked to, are expected to think seriously about the wonderful, wonderful event that we call the Incarnation, which is wrapped up in that wonderful name for God, Emmanuel, which means literally God with us. We think of God in relation to humanity in many, many different ways, but what is more precious than this idea that God in Christ came into the world and dwelt among us, that he assumed our humanity. In assuming our humanity, he demonstrated to us in language that we understand what God is like. People often ask me questions about, well, what is God like? What would God say? What does God think? And I say, the answer to that is found in Jesus. Jesus is God demonstrated in humanity. This is what Advent was all about. So you can see why Christians believe, or many Christians believe, that we probably should spend 4 weeks preparing for this great time. The word Advent, incidentally, means literally appearing. And when we talk sometimes about a well-known personality being at a certain place at a certain time, we will call that an appearance. The idea of an appearance in this sense is a person of profound significance is entering into a situation and will be clearly demonstrated to all who want to be at that place. Can you think of anybody more profoundly significant than Jesus? Can you think of anything more profoundly significant than Christ coming into the world and God assuming our humanity and living among us? Of course not. This is the appearance. This is the event. This is Advent. And so we need to be spending time thinking about Christ, who he is, what he revealed to us about God, what he shows to us about humanity, what he demonstrates to us about life, what, of course, he achieved for us in his life and his death and resurrection. Let me just leave you with a couple of quotes that I find profoundly significant to me this Advent time. In John's epistle, we are told that Christ appeared that he might take away sin. Now think about that. Do we have a problem in our world today? The answer is, oh yes. What's the problem? Well, the problem is called sin in all its manifestations. And Christ appeared that he might do away with sin once and for all. And that is what he will accomplish when this world of ours comes to an end. But the second thing John tells us a couple of verses later, that is that Christ appeared that he might destroy the works of the devil. Do you think the devil is busy in the world today? You bet he is. Do you believe that many more people than before are believing that the devil is active in the world today? Of course there are many people believing that right now. But what we've got to understand is this: John links these two things. What is the devil's work? The devil's work is producing sin in people. And the result of that is the total chaos and the total fallenness of our world that is requiring God in Christ to come and take on the devil and defeat him at his own game, liberating people who were afraid because of the devil to live their life and face eternity. When we think in terms of Advent, we need to be thinking in terms of what really happened when God in Christ came into the world, and why did he do it? Here's two answers. He came to take away sin, and he came to destroy the works of the devil.